you better. Cause you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, what should have it? Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Yeah, you better. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if you tried it. You're the artist, and the mess, and happily be found the new in your hands.
Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? It's Elisabeth Carson. Today, you guys, on Unlimited, we are talking about the importance of morning routines. And guys, morning routines are the most important thing that you can have and establish your life with, okay? Why is that? Because morning, what do you do every day? You wake up. You wake up every single day of your life. So that routine in the morning is what sets the precedence for the rest of your day. And if you're waking up every single morning, it might be important to have a really good morning routine because that is going to set you up for the rest of your life. It's setting you up for the rest of your day. Now it's going to set you up for the rest of your life. So guys, it's incredibly important to have this. But also, if you do not have a morning routine, it's okay. It's okay. You can create one. But also realize that since we have these things now, screens, phones, smartphones, we have TVs and flat screens in our rooms. I mean, all of these different things, right? Because of this, our bodies and our nervous systems and our brains are getting a little bit off kilter here. And why is that? Because all of us do this. It's habitual, almost. It's habitual. We grab our phones as soon as we wake up. Guilty. I've done it before. Okay. Guilty. Seriously. Grab our phones as soon as we wake up. Why is that a bad thing? It's a really bad thing. But why is it a bad thing? Because your brain goes into different states. Okay, your brain waves go into different states as you're going through different parts of your life. When you're asleep, your delta waves are going, right? They're the longest, largest waves when you're sleeping. When you're in your subconscious and meditating in that flow state, that's theta alpha, okay? Theta alpha. And then when you are in focus and you're high functioning, that's beta, okay? And then we can talk about high beta. We can talk about gamma. Gamma is like when you're getting those downloads, like you are in that state of meditation where you're connected to everything and everyone. That's gamma. And you can actually measure these brainwave states on different technology, right? So I'm saying it's really, really bad to grab your smartphone as soon as you wake up. Why is that? Because as you're sleeping, your delta waves are active. As you're waking up, theta, alpha. You go into theta and then alpha. Okay. Now you'll stay in the theta alpha wave for half hour to 45 minutes upon waking, unless you grab your smartphone. Unless you grab your smartphone, you get your phone, you look at it, boom. Now your brain skips those states. It skips theta, alpha, and it jumps directly into beta. And what is that doing to your nervous system and your brain? I mean, it's putting it on high alert, okay? Andrew Huberman talks about this, all right? He's a neuroscientist. He talks about this. It's called the transition window. So that's upon waking, you need that transition window or you'll disrupt the dopamine balance within your brain, okay, and body. And that is going to affect you for the rest of the day. So try. This is my first piece of advice. When you wake up, give yourself at least, 30 minutes, but an hour, but 30 minutes before you touch your smartphone. As soon as you touch your smartphone, that blue light is getting blasted into your eyes. So you're missing those states, right? You're missing those states. And then your brain is getting bombarded with a bunch of information and stimulus. All right. So even though we don't consciously take in all of the information and consciously think about every single bit of information that our brain takes in, our brain takes it all in. It's all recorded. Okay. So when you grab that smartphone, your brain is taking all of that stimulus in, all of it. And so you're missing the beautiful states of theta, the beautiful states of alpha, where you can create and manifest and really create your best reality in those moments if you do it right. So if you grab your phone, you will not be able to have those beautiful brainwave states in the morning. The impact of grabbing your phone increases cortisol, okay, in your body. That's the stress hormone by 50% within the first 5 minutes. So your cortisol spikes up to 50% within the first 5 minutes of grabbing that phone. That's serious. This lowers focus and productivity for the next 3 to 4 hours due to the dopamine spikes and attention fragmentation. Okay, that's really serious. I mean, 3 or 4 hours, that's a lot of focus loss, productivity lost. I mean, during those 3-4 hours, you could have been planning your new business. You could have been recording that new content. You know, it's like really making these conscious decisions, intentional decisions, because we know that if I were to grab my phone, my cortisol is going to spike up 50%. I'm going to lower focus and productivity in the next 3-4 hours. Okay. Because it's going to cause an information overload to my brain before it even activates into the beta wave state. This is a stat, guys. 80% of smartphone users check their phones within 15 minutes of waking. Let's bring that stat down, okay? Because now we understand and we know how important it is to not grab our phones in the morning. So, guys, when I wake up, I have my phone sitting. Sometimes I keep it in my kitchen charging. I mean, we can, 5G and all of the, electromagnetic frequency. We can get into that a whole nother day. That's a whole nother podcast for a whole nother day, because that's serious too. So I would not recommend that you have your phone in your room at all. But if you do, turn off the Wi-Fi or put it on airplane mode at night or something. Lower the amount of electromagnetic frequencies that's right next to you. And do not sleep with that phone right next to your head because you're frying your brain the whole time. Okay. Don't do that. I used to do that before I learned about all this stuff. And let me tell you, my brain fog has decreased significantly since I began my morning routine, since I started doing all of these different things. Guys, I'm speaking from experience. Okay. I'm speaking from experience. So, first bit of advice, do not use that phone. So I get up in the morning and I breathe, right? So we all open our eyes immediately. I close them back though. I close my eyes back after I wake up and I try to really sink into my body and sink into the feeling of gratitude. And the minute that I wake up, I'm thanking God for giving me another day. I'm thanking my angels. I'm thanking my guides. I'm thanking my ancestors. I'm thanking all of my spiritual team. I'm thanking everyone for giving me breath again in the morning. And just that moment of gratitude calms the system, makes you feel really good for the rest of your day. Okay. And then as soon as I thank all of my spiritual team, I put a white light over my body, right? I literally cover my body in white light and I protect myself in this energetic bubble that I imagine every single morning before I get out of bed. So I'm sitting there thanking God in gratitude. I am covering myself with protection and good energy. And then I do get up and then I roll out of my bed. I go straight over to my biomat, guys. I don't know if you know what that is, but a biomat, it's like an infrared mat. It's it grounds you. It has all these different crystals and it's just, I go lay there. I lay there. I have my red light therapy panel. This is something that I will never stop doing for the rest of my life. Red light therapy in the mornings. Okay. So I roll off my bed onto my mat, turn my mat on, I turn the heat on, and then I put the red light on and I lay down with my headphones on. And I will only grab my phone to put on a meditation track. That's it. I'm not going to social media. I'm not searching for different things on there. I'm not working. I'm just going straight to YouTube and going to my meditation track. And I sit there with my headphones on my mat and I meditate. Okay. Meditation. This is so important in the beginning of your day, you guys. And you know what? Western culture has us thinking that we're too busy to sit down and literally give ourselves 30 minutes in the morning, even 5 minutes, guys. I challenge you to give yourself 5 minutes of meditation in the morning because it's so beneficial for not only your body, not only your life, but your brain. Your brain. Meditation reduces activity in the default mode network, which is your, brain. It's your overthinking brain. Okay. It reduces activity there, which will help you to lower anxiety. When you're not overthinking, you're not anxious. Okay. It improves working memory, emotional regulation, cognitive control, meditation. Literally 8 to 10 minutes of mindfulness practice enhances alpha brainwaves. Alpha brainwaves, you're in flow state that boosts clarity and creativity. So valuable. So valuable. 8 to 10 minutes, guys. That's it. That's all you have to do to be able to boost your creativity. I mean, when I meditate in the morning, guys, my meditation, I'm doing a whole podcast on meditation. I think Friday or Saturday, one of those days. I'm doing a whole podcast on meditation because there's a bunch of different ways that I meditate. Sometimes I'm talking to God. Sometimes I'm visualizing. Sometimes I'm going to the space place, which I call the space place. That's where you're connected to everything and everyone, where you can download and channel. Sometimes, I don't know. It just depends kind of on what I'm feeling. But I always, every single morning, I don't miss. I meditate. It is incredibly important. And guys, while you're in your meditation, I always think into that gratitude feeling again, because the power of gratitude is significant within the body systems. Gratitude activates dopamine and serotonin are key for emotional regulation. Okay. It also strengthens your prefrontal cortex. So it makes your logical mind stronger. Just gratitude, literally gratitude. And it shifts your brain from automatic thinking scarcity and fear. It shifts it out of that into abundance and connection immediately. It is impossible to feel gratitude inside of your system when you're stressed. When you're stressed, think of something you're grateful for and really, really sink into that feeling. And you will understand it is impossible to be grateful and angry at the same time. All right. So when you're getting into that gratitude state, you're lowering the cortisol in your body. You're lowering that stress response in your body. You're bringing your nervous system from fight or flight back into homeostasis, where now you can have peace. You can heal. You can feel good. You can make logical decisions. Just by gratitude, guys, just by gratitude. So every morning, I try not to let any type of negativity get in my thought process. Okay. And sometimes it does. I have been through a whole entire storm. Okay. I have been through one of the hardest times of my life. So yes, it's been difficult to wake up always feeling so grateful and amazing. But here's the thing. I don't allow myself to continue in that negative spiral. Okay. I catch myself. And I know a lot of people right now in this very moment are going through so much stuff. It's not just me. It's the universe, the planet. Everybody is feeling this energy of light and dark right now. And everybody is being tested. So it's not just me. So yes, it is difficult to always wake up in so much gratitude and grace. So catch yourself when you're not feeling the greatest, and just do what you need to do to move out of that state. Okay. Move out of that state. And these are definitely ways that can move you out of that state. Easy peasy, gratitude, meditation. All right. And guys, morning routines are so important because they set the precedence for the rest of your life. Okay. Micro movements turn into macro outcomes. Right? If you change something micro in your life, you're going to look down the line in 3 months and be like, wow, look how much change has happened by that micro movement, because micro movements create macro outcomes. Powerful, super powerful. So yes, as I'm sitting there meditating, talking to God, literally getting within that oneness, that space. I'm really trying to cover myself in these feelings of gratitude, these feelings of love, because as we feel, right, as we think, we attract all of it. So as you can start your day in the best feeling, that good, grateful, gratitude, place out of love, for the rest of the day, you're setting yourself up to attract your abundance. It gives me chills as I say that. It literally gives me chills as I say that, because simplest thing, change the way that you're waking up to change the rest of your life. Okay. So after I'm talking to God, after I meditate, after I got my red light and I'm listening on my headphones, red light therapy. Hold on, let me talk about red light therapy right quick. Guys, red light therapy is amazing, not only because it feels good. And ever since I started my morning ritual practice, my morning routine practice, I always had a red light that I would meditate in front of. Now, this would help me. This has helped me, and this will always help me, because my body knows now. It knows when I'm in front of that red light, boom, meditate. It knows that. It knows to get into the space of presence. It knows to get into the space of gratitude and oneness. Okay. So it's like, it's just a reminder. So it's like, I don't even really have to try to meditate or try to do anything, because my body is going through the motions itself. Right. Because that red light activates my brain like, oh yeah, yes, it's time. It is time. And red light therapy is great for so many different reasons. Cellular regeneration creates ATP within the system, right? That helps your mitochondria work better. Okay. I mean, it's helped my skin. It's helped my mind state. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing modality, and it feels good. It's like the infrared waves are warming your skin, you know, and then that red hue is just beautiful, and it helps actually activate your circadian rhythm in the morning. Okay. It's great. Great. So at this moment, right? At this moment, when I get done meditating, after I've, talked to God and everything, I get up and I go into my kitchen and I look to see, usually the sun is not up, but if the sun is up, I will go straight outside, or if it's coming up, I go straight outside and I go gaze at the sun gazing, such a powerful thing to do. Sun gazing. Why? Because it sets your circadian rhythm up for the day. Okay. That's natural light. I'm not talking about lights, blue lights, and the stuff that you turn on in your house. No, you want that natural, beautiful sunlight first thing in the morning. And if you can do it before even looking at your phone, that's even better. That is even freaking better, okay? Because that sun is medicine. The sun is medicine, okay? Listen, these systems have tried to fool us into thinking, oh, skin cancer, you can't be in the sun, don't be in the sun. That is bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. That's not true. Sun is medicine. The sun is our medicine. Vitamin D. I mean, so many of us are deficient in vitamin D, and so many of us are stressed, they're depressed, we're anxious. And it could be something so simple as just get out in the sun. Okay? And when you're in the sun, sometimes I'll go sit on my chair, and you let the parts of your skin that don't usually see the sun that much, let the sun hit it. So like the insides of your thighs, your underarms, let the sun hit those parts of your body, because those parts of your body will take in that vitamin D in a greater way than, let's say, your shoulder or your face or something like that, So, sun gazing, laying out in the sun. So I'll go out, I'll activate my circadian rhythm, I will sun gaze, and then I come back inside. After I come back inside, I take a really big glass of hydrogen water, guys. Hydrogen water. Okay. Why do I drink hydrogen water in the morning? Well, hydrogen alone is an amazing, amazing molecule. And I have, kind of thought that maybe this could be the God molecule, because literally hydrogen is in every single piece of every part of this entire universe, our entire body, everywhere. Hydrogen is everywhere. So I have a hydrogen water maker, and I pour myself a huge glass of hydrogen water, because you are the most dehydrated when you wake up in the morning. So you need to rehydrate. Don't let the first thing that you drink in the morning be coffee. Guys, don't do that, because coffee, number one, it dehydrates you. Okay. Number two, it's just you're dehydrated already. You know, you need to get your system moving. You got to get your organs going. You got to get all of this stuff in here working, right? So, hydrogen water. And if you don't have a hydrogen maker, just drink, clean water, a full glass of clean water. I always add electrolytes. Okay. Electrolytes in the morning, always add them. I add a couple other things to my water. I also take NO, right? Nitric oxide. I take nitric oxide in the morning. Okay. Let me just touch on hydrogen water right quick, because I don't want you guys to just go to Amazon right now and go buy hydrogen water makers. Be careful where you source your products, because there are lawsuits against some of these companies that are hydrogen water companies. Okay. There's lawsuits because their stuff is toxic and giving people really bad stuff like heavy metals, cancer. It's just not good. So do your research on hydrogen and hydrogen water if you want to start to consume it. I do actually have a partnership with the best hydrogen water maker in the world from Japan. Okay, from Japan. That's a whole nother podcast. But again, guys, make sure you're not sourcing your products from any of these bullcrap places, because you never know if those places are going to hurt you or not. So, source your stuff right. But why do I drink hydrogen water? Because it reduces oxidative stress in the body by 30 to 60%. Okay, that's big. Ever since I started drinking hydrogen water, my energy has boosted through the freaking roof. It boosts mitochondrial function. So what happens when you boost mitochondrial function, guys? You have increased cellular energy. Increased cellular energy, you're not getting sick, you're functioning properly. Everything about you is like shiny and good. You have energy. It improves brain fog. Hydrogen water has definitely improved my brain fog, guys. Fatigue, I don't get that tired anymore. And I think a lot has to do with this hydrogen water. And it also helps your gut microbiome. So the first thing that I drink in the morning from my morning routine is a full glass of hydrogen water. After I drink my full glass of hydrogen water, I take my NO pill, my nitric oxide pill, which is also very important and amazing to do in the mornings, guys. Why is NO amazing in the morning? Because it's a vasodilator. Okay. And what does that mean? It relaxes the inner muscles of the blood vessels, allowing them to widen and for blood flow to freely move, basically. And blood brings nutrition to different parts of your body. So you want your blood flowing very, very nicely and smoothly, right? So nitric oxide is vital for energy and detox, mental clarity, and guys, it helps your libido. So taking NO in the morning is amazing. It's amazing. It boosts oxygen and nutrient delivery to the brain and muscles within literally 20 to 40 minutes. So if you're doing that in the morning, you're getting that boost in the morning, right? And that's when you need it. It's time to go. Start your day. It helps cognitive performance. So throughout the day, I don't really get brain fog anymore. Guys, I had terrible brain fog. Do you know that I was a drinker? I did all the drugs, not all the drugs, but I did a lot of drugs back in the day. I had so much inflammation in my brain. Okay. So my brain fog was literally me not able to finish sentences, okay, for years. And I fixed myself doing practices like these. So also NO can lower your blood pressure, and it also increases ATP. And I talked about that earlier. ATP is your energy production, right? Feeds your mitochondria, helps your mitochondria work better. And mitochondria, guys, are so important, so freaking important. So when you do this, when you take NO first thing in the morning, you're improving your wakefulness and alertness without caffeine. You don't even need caffeine at this point. Guys, you don't need caffeine in the mornings, okay? Your body just had the entire night of sleep. Your body is rested and ready to go. You don't need to top on coffee first thing in the morning, okay? You don't need to do it. So also NO in the morning, it helps focus throughout the day. It helps you detox faster. And if you guys do stretching, which I love to stretch in the morning, I'm going to get to that soon. It helps open you up to really get that good stretch in the morning. So really, really, really dope. A great supplement. Also in my water, like I said, I put electrolytes. I love LMNT. I love them. They're amazing. I've been using them for years. I have no affiliation. I'm just throwing them out there because they're a great product. So electrolytes. And then, guys, I take L-Rootery in the morning as well. L-Rootery. And I'm going to do an entire show on probiotics. L-Rootery is a probiotic, but it is one of the most amazing probiotics out there. Why? Okay, 100% of our ancestors back in the day had L-Rootery in their guts. Do you know that only 3% of the population now has it? 3%. And do you know that this beautiful, beautiful bug, this beautiful probiotic well, they did animal studies about L-Rootery, and their oxytocin levels increased by 400 to 800%. That's a lot. And oxytocin, that's your love hormone. That's your bonding hormone. Empathy, stress resilience, oxytocin. So if you have more of this, you feel better. And then also it boosts skin health and collagen production. Guys, this probiotic is so freaking amazing. It lowers depression and anxiety within people, I think by 90%. Okay, because it enhances your vagal tone. And so when your vagus nerve is healthy and functioning correctly, your body is able to move in and out of these stressful states, in and out, okay, instead of being stuck, right? So this probiotic helps all of that functionality. Freaking amazing. And it also improves wound healing. L-Rootery, this little probiotic, improves wound healing by 25 to 35%. That's a big deal. This is both animal and human studies, by the way. So animal and human studies. So I have been taking this probiotic probably now for the last year, and I have noticed super increases in my mood. Okay, super increases. So guys, I take electrolytes, L-Rootery, nitric oxide, and then also what do? I take my medicinal mushrooms. Guys. I take cordyceps in the morning, especially. Cordyceps will give you energy because they're also boosting the nitric oxide in your system, right? They're a vasodilator as well. So cordyceps, sometimes if I'm already getting a lot of that energy in the morning, I will do cordyceps before I work out. If I'm already like pumped up and ready to go, okay, I'll do cordyceps later in the day. So yeah, but I take, what are the other ones that I take? Shiitake. I take shiitake and I take lion's mane, but I switched lion's mane from taking lion's mane in the morning to lion's mane in the evening. And why is that? That's a podcast for another day. But I swear to God, you guys, if you take lion's mane at night, your sleep is going to increase. You'll have so much better sleep. But that, again, that's another podcast for another day. Just a really, really beautiful, beautiful medicinal mushroom to have. And guys, I like Life Cycle the best because they get their medicinal mushrooms. You can only get the benefit from these medicinal mushrooms if they're processed a certain way. So I did so much studying on where to source my medicinal mushrooms from, and Life Cycle came back as the greatest. You get the most benefit for your buck with Life Cycle. So yes, they're amazing. And I get lion's mane from there. Freaking amazing, guys. Freaking amazing. So yes. So again, wake up, right? Don't grab my phone. I don't grab my phone. I zip myself up in beautiful white light. I thank God. I'm in the gratitude movement. I thank my spiritual team. I roll over onto my biomat. I turn on my red light therapy. I put my headphones on and I meditate. And I either visualize my day, I give gratitude, I send love to the world and the people and my family. I mean, I'm just laying there meditating for I give myself at least 30 minutes of that alone, okay? That alone. And the minute I'm done with that, take it off. I go outside, I stare at the sun. I might sit outside for a minute, let the sun hit my skin. I come back inside. I drink a huge glass of hydrogen water, okay? And then I pour another glass of hydrogen water and I'm adding my minerals. I'm taking an NO pill. Okay. I'm doing all of these things in the morning and I haven't even drank coffee. Have not drank coffee yet, guys. And I have all the energy in the freaking world. Okay. So after this, after I'm feeling good and I have all of this energy, I will go to some sort of lymphatic movement, right? And in order for your lymph to move, you have to be moving. So you got to be walking, jumping, you got to do self massage, something, right? I like dry brushing. So sometimes I'll rebound, sometimes I'll dry brush, sometimes I'll stretch. At some point, it's movement at this point in stage, right? Movement. So I stretch usually or dry brush. Like I said, I'm just trying to activate my lymph, activate my body. This is really, really great to do, especially in the morning, guys, because you're stimulating your lymphatic drainage, which detoxes your entire body. And you want your body detoxed because you're going to feel better. You're going to think better. You're going to manifest better. Okay. This also increases BDNF. What is that? Brain derived nootropic factor. I love BDNF. I love BDNF because this equals brain growth. Okay. Brain growth, right? So when you move your lymph, your brain is growing, okay? And then you're also activating your fascia. So you're releasing the stress buildup within your system, okay? So just get your body moving. Get your body moving, okay? So I spend about 10, 20 minutes dry brushing, doing some stretching, rebounding, something like that, okay? So I'm moving my body. After that, I go over and I journal, okay? And this is probably one of the most important things, guys. One of the most important things that I do that I feel like everybody should do in the mornings, seriously, because this is so good, not only for you as a being, right? Emotionally, spiritually, but it helps your body, your physical body, right? As you're journaling, you're activating the left part of your prefrontal cortex. And that is responsible for planning and logic and focus. So as you're activating that part of your brain, that part of your brain is getting more blood. It's activating. You're basically working that part of your brain out. So therefore, your planning, your logic, and your focus will increase over time, right? If you're doing this every single day. This also, journaling reduces overthinking. The default mode network. That's what I was talking about earlier. Default mode network lowers that. Okay. So it reduces that stress response and that negative thought patterns and the thoughts that you can't do a brain dump, right? It reduces that, just journaling. And this also increases clarity and emotional processing and goal alignment. Think about it. Goal alignment. How many of us are out here wanting something, but we don't even know what it is? Listen to me when I tell you this. I was coaching this woman the other day. Okay. I was having a coaching session and this woman didn't know what she wanted. And I'm like, if you're trying to build this business and do all these things and make all these plans, how are you not knowing where you're about to end up? Like what is, you have to know where you're ending up. Okay. Goal alignment. When you write that down, look, I always tell the people that I coach 1 year, 5 year, 10-year goals, write it down. Okay. Write it down. That sticks it. Something with pen to paper. I'm not saying type it. Don't type it. I'm saying write it. Something with pen to paper activates different neural pathways in our brain than typing does, guys. So I feel like personally, when you're journaling about your goals, that brings that reality in much quicker. And know where you're going, guys. Don't be on a road trip out here not knowing where you're going to end up. That doesn't make any sense. So know exactly where you want to end up. See it, feel it, and go there, right? And journaling can literally stamp that reality into your brain, into your body. Okay. So I spend at least 15, 20 minutes journaling after that. And guys, at this point in my life, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Good and great. And if I'm not, which I have had many mornings that I've gone through this whole entire process and not felt amazing. Okay. I have been there. Like I said, I had just went through a whole shindig where my life changed completely and everything is different. So listen, like things are still crazy. So sometimes I'm still in kind of like a stress response, kind of like not all the way there. I do all the things. It's like, and I'm talking about today. Let me just talk about today, okay? Because today I woke up and it was not happening for me, okay? Not happening. I was getting bombarded with bull crap. It was a lot going on. So I had to do the extra, right? Do the extra. I just told you guys my entire morning routine, but sometimes even then I'm not feeling good. So what do I do at that point? I go and I take my dog for a walk. And it's not a walk, guys. It's not a walk because I'm putting my headphones in. It's a dance party at this point, okay? I'm having a dance party at this point to pull myself out of that mood. Even if I'm not in a mood, I will still always take my dog for a walk. I'm sorry. I will always take my dog for a dance party because listen, that way is, let yourself be free. It is freeing. It feels so good. Literally, I had like there was a group of people watching me this one morning because I was just going ham. I was going at it, just dancing. I was like, yes, let's get it. They're watching me. I don't care. I don't care because that movement, body movement, right? I mean, physiologically, your body is changing. You're moving your lymph, right? It's fun. You're shaking your body, which really kind of like loosens up the energy in your chakra systems, right? I mean, I love twerking, guys. And I think twerking is a beautiful thing for women to do because it really like opens up that sacral chakra. It helps your hips. It helps you move. It helps your fertility. All of that. All of that. Just dancing, shaking your hips a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I like twerking. And women should do it more often. They should. Because it's good for you. It's good for your uterus. It's good for your chakra system. And it's good to get that stress out, right? Get the stress out. And that's what I do on my dance party walks. Okay. Guys, that's my morning routine. That is my morning routine. And you will get set up for success if you create something like I have in the mornings and you stay consistent with that. I promise you, take the next 2 weeks, okay? Take the next 2 weeks and at least just put your phone away for the first 30 minutes upon waking and see how you feel. Try to implement some of this stuff, go sun gaze immediately upon waking, activate your circadian rhythm, get your brain going, start to journal, do some of these things, any of these things, and then come back to me in 2 weeks and tell me how you feel, because I promise you something, it will make a difference. It will make a difference. And let me tell you something, I don't miss, okay? I don't miss. If I have to wake myself up at 4 a.m., to be able to complete my entire morning routine, I will. Sometimes, like tomorrow, I have a podcast at like 8 a.m. I have a podcast at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I have an interview. So I'm going to be waking myself up tomorrow at 4 because I need to make sure that I am not stressed in the morning. I'm not in a rush in the morning. I'm not freaking out because my mornings are sacred. They have become sacred because they are the beginning of the rest of my life. Okay, sacred. Make sure you have that space. You give yourself that gift. Give yourself that gift. Guys, we don't have to succumb to all of this outside stuff always telling us, go, 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 do. That's so much more important. Well, guess what? If you lose yourself, if you lose your health, if you lose any of that, you're not going to be worth anything at all to anybody. Give yourself the gift of time in the mornings and watch your life change. Okay? All right. I'm going to drop my link tree in here, guys. If you want to check out the hydrogen water maker that I use. A couple of my other things are on here as well. Let me see. I think it's just Linktree/Elisabeth Unlimited, guys. Spelled with an S, Linktree/Elisabeth Unlimited. And you guys will see my links there. I have a couple different products that I really love. I really, really love. If you guys want to get medicinal mushrooms from Life Cycle. Use the code LISTECH, Liz Tech, and you'll get 15% off. I love that company. I have been using them for almost a decade at this point. And I'll do a whole nother show on medicinal mushrooms because mushrooms and fungi are literally probably my favorite thing on the planet. Literally, they're beautiful medicine for us, placed here specifically for us, for our bodies, for our consciousness, and so much more. So I'll do another podcast on specifically that. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you all so much. And I will be back. I think I'm going to be back on Saturday, either Friday or Saturday, and I'm releasing the interview that I did with the beautiful Sarah Fontenot this week, guys. Sarah Fontenot and I had an amazing conversation all about self-love, respect of self, awareness, consciousness, relationships. I mean, she is the relationship guru, guys. Make sure you tap in to that podcast, and I will be back talking all about meditation and how I meditate, different ways to meditate next time. Okay. Thank you. I love you all. Peace.